Vernon Dahmer, Vernon Ferdinand Dahmer, S.R., March 10, 1908 – January 10, 1966, was a leader with the Civil Rights Movement and president of the Forrest County chapter of the NAACP in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. He was murdered by the White Knights of the Ku Klux Klan for his work on recruiting African Americans to vote. Early life and family. Vernon Dahmer was born on March 10, 1908, in the Kelly Settlement, Forrest County, Mississippi, to Ellen Louvenia Kelly and George Washington Dahmer. George Dahmer was described as an honest, hard-working farmer of integrity. Dahmer was a member of Shady Grove Baptist Church, where he served as a music director and Sunday school teacher. Civil Rights Movement. During the Civil Rights Movement, Dahmer served 2 terms as president of the Forrest County chapter of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People (NAACP) and led voter registration drives in the 1960s. In 1949, Dahmer was in the process of making out his new registration card when Luther Cox denied his attempts to re-register. Luther Cox was the authority figure in charge of registered voters in Forrest County and was a white segregationist. Cox would only authorize a registration of a black person if they could answer the question, "How many bubbles are in a bar of soap?" Dahmer kept a voter registration book in his grocery store in late 1965 to make it easier for blacks to register. Dahmer also made a public service announcement over the radio stating that he would help the local African American population pay a poll tax for the right to vote if they could not afford to do so themselves. Murder and suspects. The Dahmers had been sleeping in shifts because they had been receiving numerous death threats throughout the year. The Dahmers also kept a shotgun by the nightstand, and they were willing to use it in case they heard gunshots and needed to return fire, and they always kept the curtains tightly drawn at night in order to make it harder for night riders to see into their home. On January 10, 1966, the Dahmer home was attacked by the White Knights of the Ku Klux Klan. The family woke to the sound of a shotgun being. The authorities indicted 14 men. Most of them had Ku Klux Klan connections, so they could be tried for the attack on the Dahmers' home. 13 of the men were brought to trial. 8 of them were brought to trial on arson and murder charges. Honors and recognition. After Dahmer's death, a street and a park in Hattiesburg were both named in his honor. On July 26, 1986, a memorial to Dahmer was also dedicated at the park. In 1992, Dahmer's widow, Ellie, was elected election commissioner of District 2, Forrest County. In January 2020, a bronze statue of Dahmer was erected in front of the Forrest County Courthouse.